Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Legends of Tomorrow. 2 episodes. That is episode 310, titled Daddy Darkest, which premiered Tuesday, February 12, 2018 on the CW, as well as episode 311, titled Here I Go Again, which premiered Tuesday, February 19, 2018. I am recording on February 25th. So huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the 2 episodes, please go do so first, then come back and see what they say about the episodes. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen, so take a moment to remind yourselves of those. I'm going to try to do this in 15 minutes, so I'm going to start the clock, and let's begin with what happened in these 2 episodes. So for episode 310, timeline-wise, it picks up where 311 left off, and that is with Constantine coming on board the Wave Rider and asking for Sarah for her help. It takes place in the timeline, actually, in Star City and in Central City in 2017. So we're in the present day for our regular characters. Episode reminder, though, is the fact that we actually get to know more about Mollis. We know for sure that he is a demon. Also, this episode has huge reminders from Arrow Season 4, especially in regards to Sarah's resurrection or Damien Dark's kill or death by Oliver's hands. And then also there's just some little flash landmarks like jitters and stuff like that. So there's that. Now the villain of the episode is Mollis. We get to learn to some extent a little bit of what he can do or how long he's been around, essentially, maybe. But anyways, episode the breakdown of the episodes for storylines. I picked up on 3 different ones for 310. First one being the exorcism of Emily, aka Nora Dark, from 2017. So this is 2 years since Damien Dark was killed. They find her in an asylum, and so pretty much a demon is possessing Emily, and that demon ends up being Mollis, who names drops Sarah, which results in Constantine going to search for Sarah so that he could find out why the demon knows her, get the demon's name, and try to get her help to do the exorcism. Now, storyline 2 is being trapped in 1969. This happens because Mollis possessing Nora sends Sarah, Constantine, and Leo X back to 1969, separating them from their teams as they had tried to exercise Mollis's hold on Nora. In order to get out, though, Sarah allows for Constantine to summon Mollis into her so that she could tap into Mollis's power to get them back home. So there's that. The third storyline deals with Ray and Zari trying to look out for Nora, but ending up going against Mollis possessing Nora when they take her to Jitters. Now this is happening while Sarah, Constantine, and Leo X are stuck in the past. Now, we find out in this episode, or in that moment, that Mollis fears Zari, and he calls her one of the 6. Apparently that has to deal with the totem bearers. Amaya mentions that she only knows of 5, but there's a 6th one apparently, and Mollis has it looks like a fear for them. So the spirit totem is Amaya's, the air totem is Zari, the water totem belongs to Kawasa, the fire totem I believe was in the CW Seed show Vixen, it was mentioned there, and then the earth totem is unaccounted for, and then I don't know what the 6th one is though, and neither does Amaya, but Constantine tells them they better look into these totems. Also, we see Damien Dark taking his daughter back to the asylum, where the head doctor is part of the cult that's supporting Mollis. So there's that, because Damien Dark can't take her for some reason. Anyways, last moments of 310 show Ava Sharp telling Sarah that Rip Hunter has escaped the Time Bureau's custody. So there's that. Tidbit-wise, though, we get Leo X saying his goodbyes to Mick and Sarah as he heads back to Earth X. He has plans to marry his boyfriend, Ray, aka the Ray, or Ray Terrell, I believe his name was. Leo X also gives Sarah hints that Ava is interested in her and he should go for it. Constantine hits on Leo X, yet he hooks up with Sarah in 1969 while Leo X is on the verge of being lobotomized. So there's that. We also get a confrontation between Kawasa and Amaya as Kawasa is momentarily captured. We learn that Kawasa saw Amaya being murdered in 1992, and then Kawasa was left abandoned by her own mother, who fled to protect Mari. So that's kind of a bit of where the tension truly starts between the two sisters. So there's that. Also, we get Rey and Zari working on creating an anti-magic gun so they can use it against Maulus. And also, while all this is happening, we get Mick watching his first live football game in 3 years, since live for him is anything happening in 2017. So he because of this, he takes the role of leader when Sarah's stuck in time, just so that he won't be disturbed during his watching of the game. So there's that. Now, with episode 311 timeline, it's shortly after the events of 310. I don't know how long, though, in between. But the episode starts off with the team coming back from a mission already. So there's that. Episode reminder is pretty much Zari's time loop experience. And the villain pretty much being time itself. So there's that. Episode breakdown, it's really only the one storyline, and that was Zari being stuck in a time loop. She's living the same hour repeatedly before the ship blows up. She figures that she has to find out who's behind the bombing, and to do that, she uncovers the team's secrets to see if there's any clues there. We find out that Mick is writing a sci-fi romance story. She finds out about the relationship between Nathan and Amaya, or their will they won't they type of relationship between them. We have her uncover Constantine's words to Rey about telling him to kill Sarah if Maulus ever takes control of her again, and she finds out that Sarah has been having video chats with Ava. So there's that. In the last moments of the episode show Rip Hunter finding Wally West in China 2018 and asks for his help in saving the universe. So there's that. Now, tidbits, though, for 311 shows Zari's simulation with the timeline loopholes is what Gideon what she gave Gideon, and then because of it, Gideon did a simulation of her own on Zari to kind of bring her closer to the team. And Gideon's conclusion from Zari's simulation was that in order for Zari to save her brother, she has to stay and work with the Legends team. So there's that. Also, Sarah agrees to help Zari save her brother, since technically for Sarah, saving Zari's brother is saving the future, not messing with the past. And they're all for saving the future. And again, they did that with Vandal Savage. So it's a free-for-all for there. But anyways, moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode. For 310, I have to say it was that Maulus had its hold on Nora Dark since 2018. I was not expecting that. That means it's been around a while. So there's that. But then again, we don't know how far in the future Maulus is truly a threat. So I just found it was very surprising when the actual girl, teenager that Constantine was trying to help turned out to be Nora Dark. That was a surprise there. 311, shocking thing for me, I have to say, was Gideon being behind Zari's time loop simulation. I truly thought, my first shock was that Gary was the one that put Zari in the time loop situation to kind of prolong their deaths so that she could figure out a way to stop it. But then to find out that it was actually Gideon who's behind all of it, just so that Zari can grow closer to the team and change her mind about leaving, that was a shocking thing. Kudos for Gideon and going that route. Quite devious, if you ask me. But anyways, top 3 favorite moments for the episodes. For a 310, I have to say, a favorite of mine was the fact that we were reminded of a lot of Arrow and Flash connections. I mean, Arrow flashbacks in regards to Damien Dark, the old footage of his death, how it's connected to Nora Dark, how it's affected her. So at least they didn't. It was a little jarring when it was a different girl playing Nora Dark, because she definitely looked different than what we saw in season 4. But that was something there. Also, to have them go to Jitters from Flash and have just that familiarity there. So that was pretty cool. Also, the fact that we got to see Rip Hunter and Wally West again was great. Another favorite, though, would have to be Constantine being in the episode. He was last seen in season 4 of Arrow when he was called in by Oliver to reconnect Sarah's soul back to her resurrected body. So it was really great to see him bringing in the supernatural element to the time-traveling show to explain that Maulus is a demon, powerful, and bring that aspect to it. So that was pretty cool. For 311, favorite moment has to be that Zari got to learn a little bit more about the Legends team. Her growth into loving them and considering them as her family was fantastic to see. especially her final words to the team before she was ready to sacrifice herself for them. That was very touching. I think it's something Zari really needed, because again, she felt like an outsider, so she really needed that connection with the team. Even though they themselves didn't actually experience the simulation like she did, she felt connected to them, which was great, and it allows for her to open up to them a little more than she would have done before. Another favorite of mine was Zari teaming up with Nathan, as he's the one who understood the whole Groundhog Day experience that she was facing. So that was great to see, and how she would repeatedly go back to him, and then it was great to see their dynamic forming a little bit more together. So there's that. And then another fun favorite was the fact that not only was Mick writing a sci-fi romance story, but all the little booby traps he had to protect that secret was just amazing. It's stuff like that that showcases just how smart Mick is, in a sense. So that was fun to see. And it was just hilarious to see Zari and Nathan try to get through all those, and walking into them every single time. And every time the loop reset, they would use that knowledge to go further, only to be stuck again. So there's that. But moving on to top 3 peeved moments. For 310, the only peeve I really remember is the fact that Leo X is leaving to go home. Sad to see him go. I will miss him, but hopefully we'll see him again. For 311, initially I thought the idea of a time loop was going to be my peeve because it's a repeated storyline. Yet, because of its purpose and what it ended up doing for Zari as a character and the growth it provided her, I don't think that as a peeve anymore. So aside from that, I don't have any peeves to it. The only thing is the only peeve I have is whether or not what Zari learned in the simulation about the team members, could that still be applied to the actual team members, since the simulation is what Gideon has speculated from everybody from what she knows. So that's the only little concern there I have. But moving on to what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode. 310, I'll remember Constantine, and 311, I'll remember the time loop for Zari. So there's that. Random questions very quickly. First one for 310 was, since Malice could get to Sarah due to her resurrection from the Lazarus pit, could the same be said for Thea Queen from Arrow? So there's that. Another question is, what is the 6th totem? We've got earth, fire, water, air, and spirit. But what is the 6th element of it? And is it way any connected to the totem that Damien Darhk had used in season 4 of Arrow? So there's that. Now to my questions from 311. First one being, again, I did mention this, but was anything that Zari had learned from Gideon's simulation true, or was it just a speculative truth from Gideon's own observations? Again, I didn't quite understand that part. I did mention it moments ago. So there's that. Also, another one that just occurred to me was that Agent Ava Sharp, is she from the future like Ray? Or not Ray, like Rip and Zari? Or was she recruited from the present day like Sarah and the other legends that we've met before the show started? So that's what I'm wondering there. Because also, I'm also left wondering, because it's a time travel show, and since Sarah did agree to help Zari save her brother and to change the future, essentially, couldn't she risk erasing the existence of Rip Hunter, of Zari, because they are from the future? I mean, that's one thing I don't quite understand about this time traveling show, is that what is considered concrete for a timeline and what can be changed and what can be shifted around. Because if you change one thing and you know a future of a different event, then you changed it so that future can't happen, so that anyone from that future doesn't exist, type of thing, or can't exist in that sense. But I don't know. I do need a better understanding of that. But anyways, let's move on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 312, it looks like we're going to have a pirate treasure hunt for the Legends team, while Sarah has a little bit of a break with Ava on the Wave Rider. Don't know to what extent. The promo was kind of short in giving info, but the synopsis reads that when Sarah decides to take some private time, the Legends pursue a lead on the whereabouts of the long-lost Earth Totem. With Sarah's knowledge, the or without Sarah's knowledge, the legends find themselves in 1717 to hunt for Blackbeard's long-lost treasure. But in true Legends fashion, things go awry. Sometimes I wish they could just have some good luck on their side. But anyways, it says that meanwhile, Ray feels guilty about something he has done and tries to make amends, which lands him in even bigger trouble. Oh crap, what did he do? But anyways, I remember the promo showing possibly the Earth Totem. It's supposed to be like this bright green gemstone. It has me wondering who is able to wield the Earth Totem, if it's someone we know or anything like that. So there's that. But otherwise, predictions. I did see some promotional photos. There's the timer. Sometimes you can't avoid them when you just look through YouTube. They pop up on my feed. But anyways, it shows photos for an upcoming episode with Rip Hunter finding himself back on the Wave Rider with Wally West. So that's going to be cool. But otherwise, what do you guys think of the 2 episodes? What do you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about what you think is going to happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all found in one place. Go check that out. It's also connected to my WordPress account. The link for that is down below. Work in progress, but it's more organized, so do check that out and keep that in mind. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next time to see what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.